Hello and welcome to this new video in the SQL section. From this video onwards, we will start learning about subqueries. This is going to be a multi-part series, hence I have divided this into multiple videos. Throughout this series, over the few examples, we are going to see a lot of ways how we can use subqueries. So let's get started. The first thing I'm doing is I'm going to identify a table, let's say fact table, fact internet sales, right? From this, if we execute, we'll get all the data. Now, let me identify a numeric column, like let's say sales amount column. Okay. Now I want the max of this sales amount column. So it's understood that we can just say max of sales amount. All right. And if you run this, you will get the output. Now the first scenario that we want to understand and solve is how can I get all those rows where the value of the sales amount is equal to the max of the sales amount column. So ideally, I want all those rows from this table, whatever columns you may want, okay? And I say where sales amount is equal to this value. So I want to see only those records which are equal to the maximum value of the sales amount column. So this is how you will do. But this is a two-part query. So we get about 1500 odd rows, 1551, and as you can see, all the sales amount is 3578.27, which is the maximum. However, it involved an intermediate step. First, I had to manually calculate the max and then write it. Let's say later on or tomorrow or somewhere in future, if any other value which is greater than this is added, this query will not be meeting our requirement of fetching the records with the maximum value. So let's say if there's a sales amount equal to 5,000, it is not going to work in that case. So I want a dynamic way which can give me an output of all the rows irrespective of the columns that I want, but it should be such that the value of the sales amount should be the maximum of the sales amount. So here what you can do, can you write a max of sales amount over here? Let's see. You can't do that. It says an aggregate may not appear in where clause unless it is in subquery, in a having clause, or a select. All right. So now this is the need that we need a subquery. So what is a subquery? A subquery is an intermediate level of query, somewhat like we had nested functions logic, one inside the other. Similarly, we'll have one query inside the other, which is nothing but a subquery. And the simple way to do this is you take this entire query and paste it here. Now, if you try to run, you will get error. Now, you cannot have select twice in a query. That's why the error is popping up. So what you do is you enclose this query in a bracket, and hence this inner query will become a subquery, and this will be the outer query. And the subquery, which is the inner query, will get evaluated first. It will bring the result. So if I just only select this portion of the subquery, it will give me the result. Now this is dynamic because it is pulling the max of sales amount on the basis of current state of data. Tomorrow or in the future, if any more records are added which are having more value than this, it will bring that value. And then we'll filter out only those values by using the outer query. This is nothing but a subquery. Now our portion of that calculating the max is not static, it has become dynamic. But you have to understand that you have to enclose the subquery in brackets in this way. Similarly, if you go one step further, you can also do min over here. So what will this give you? It will give you all the records from the table which have the least value for the sales amount column. Look at that, 2.29, 3,191. And one more step extra could be you can do average of sales amount. Now you may or may not get the output for this. In current state, we are not getting the output. The reason is because if I see the average of the entire column is 486.08. And if you're not getting an output, what that means is there is no row in the sales amount column which matches with this value. So that is the reason. What I can do is I can either do greater than or less than over here just to see the output. All right. And then we have all the sales amount rows which are exceeding that average figure. So this is just to get started. This is how you can use a subquery. And there are various different things that we are going to learn in this. We can use subqueries at different places. And it is one of the things that you should know in SQL. So we'll continue this on a in kind of a series of videos. I will restrict in this video here itself and continue in the next one. See you.